So I thought today in this video that I would go ahead and talk about my 6 best lures for ice fishing. Remember, if you like the video, to hit the like button, and also subscribe to my channel so you can get and click the notifications bell so you can get you know when my newest videos are coming out. I try to post them fairly regularly. If you have any ideas about videos that you'd like me to make and put out, I'd be happy to do that. I'll have a couple more how-to videos in the next couple days to weeks, and hopefully you're enjoying going out and ice fishing. So without further ado, here's number 6 would be the Gibson Minnow. In the 1/4 ounce. This lure here is good for trout and walleye. It is especially good at catching lake trout, and then this size. And what I would do normally is I would just place a little bit, if I'm allowed to use bait, then I'd put a little piece of fish at the end of this, raw fish. I'd cut up like a piece of Pacific herring that I buy from Superstore, or a little piece of cooked shrimp that maybe I've also salted, that kind of thing. Or worst case scenario, you can always put a little ball of power bait. But the best thing to do is just put like a little minnow head or a little piece of herring or smelt on there. And when you drop it down, it tumbles, and has a red eye on it too, and they seem to really like that. And I catch a lot of lake trout with this. So this is a very good one. So that's number 6. Okay, time for 5. I really like this kind of lure. It's a spoon, and it's from the Williams Company. I don't know if they have these down in the States. I imagine they do. But up here in Canada, you can buy a Williams spoon. And it comes in many different colors and many different sizes. And it's actually, what I love about this spoon is that it's plated in like real silver. So it's much more brilliant and shiny. And this particular brand, or this particular model, also has a holographic silver piece of, I guess it's like tape or plastic on it, that also helps to really catch the sun as it flutters down. And when it goes down, it kind of tumbles like this, and it kind of goes like this from side to side while it's tumbling, and the light just catches it and just shines off of it and really brings things into the area. Now this is a size 50, which is a good size, a good basic size for this lure. This will catch pike, it catches walleye, it catches lake trout, it catches bull trout. I've caught all those species on this particular spoon. And it also comes with a red holographic strip on it, like a head, and with an eye on it. I find that is particularly good for trophy-sized bull trout when you're not allowed to use any bait. Very effective spoon. Really like Williams spoons. Okay guys, time for the 4th most productive lure that I have for ice fishing. I've caught lots of fish on this particular style of lure, and it is the Swedish Pimple. It comes in many different sizes, many different colors. This lure, the Swedish Pimple, is very effective. It comes in many different sizes. The largest one, like probably 1/2 to 1/4 ounce, in either silver and yellow or silver and orange, is very effective. It'll catch you walleye, it'll catch you large pike, it'll catch you this smaller size here that I have here is probably 1/8 of an ounce. Will catch you lake trout, regular trout, walleye, and especially on days where they're not biting very good. So when they're not biting very good, go to a smaller size, and move your lure less. So less is more when the water's cold and the oxygen's low and the fish aren't moving or biting. And this lure is silver on one side. This lure has the yellow and stripe on the one side, and then it has silver on the other side. And it is similar also to the Williams spoon. As it falls through the water, it falls sideways and it tumbles on itself and it catches the light. And it's very effective. I've caught so many fish with this particular kind of lure. You can buy it in many different sizes. This is number 3, the best ice fishing lures. We're getting into my go-tos for ice fishing. So this is number 3, and this is one of my most productive lures for all species of fish. It is the 4.5 inch white tube bait, unscented. So it sort of looks like a squid, which we don't have any squid at all in Canada. But I think the fish see this and they think it's actually like the underbelly of a fish, right? Now the thing about the tube bait is that you have to put something inside of it because it's useless without it. And I found through the School of Hard Knocks that there is, well, there's the first way I'll show you, which is the normal way, which is by placing it on a jig head. You can either put a jig head, and this particular jig head glows in the dark. I bought it at Bass Pro. You can put it so that it sticks on the outside of it, like that. It'd be like that. Or what I do is I just stick it in the inside. I just open up the bottom of it, and I just shove it in the hole. So there's a hole there. Oh, it's still in the way. There we go. See the hole? And it just goes in like that. You just shove it in. And you can only go so far, right? And then you just poke it through. Just take it and pinch it, and it pokes through the silicone. Now the problem with this particular setup is that the fish will often, especially when they're not biting very well, they'll gum it. They'll gum this tail, and you'll have a fish and you'll be pulling it up and you'll think you have a fish, and all of a sudden it's gone. It's because they let go of it, right? They realize they're being caught and they let go of it. So what I recommend to make the 4-inch white tube bait even more effective is that you use a 1/4 ounce tube bait weight with a stinger. So they don't come this way. You either have to buy a stinger and put it on, but I find that the line that they use to put it on with is too flimsy, so I make my own. And then I also add some adornments. So this is Flashabou that I've tied on to the weight. You can do all kinds of things. That's the nice thing about doing it yourself, is that you can add things you like. If you want to add some UV flash to it, you can, so that when it's down deeper and it's dark, the UV light that penetrates deeper will make it shine a bit and attract the fish more. And then it just slips inside the white tube bait the same way that it did with our other one. But now, when the fish bites it and they gum it, they'll be in for a surprise. And if you use a stinger on this kind of this bait, it's way more effective. And my catch ratio went way up. I lose hardly any fish when I use this system compared to without. So then with the fancy stuff on it, sort of looks like that. And you just poke it through. Like that. And you just... Another technique for fishing this is to leave it about like a foot, probably 2 feet off the bottom. And the fish will come and bite it. Or you can dead stick it and place it right on the bottom with some slack, and the fish will come take it, and then they'll swim away with it and they'll hook themselves. That's another way of doing it. When they're really not biting, that's a good way of doing it. This tube bait is highly effective. It catches every species. Now we're down to number 5, the Rapala, the sinking Rapala. This is not normally an ice fishing lure. This is usually cast and then a troll behind a boat or reeled in. But it works for ice fishing too. It looks sort of like a fish. It's usually got just 2 trebles on it, and it's got a little bit of red in it, which is very helpful because the fish might think it's blood or gills and see it as food, and it might trigger their attack. And most importantly, it has a rattle, right? And you let it hang there, and you can just wiggle it and rattle it or you can jig it up and down. When you pull it up, it'll go up like this. It'll wobble. It's back into wobble like this as it goes up, and it'll sink down, right? And the rattle brings in the fish. The fish hear it, and it sounds sort of like, if you ever had a fish that's you've caught and you're keeping it, and you kind of hear it dying, it'll gurgle on you, and that rattle sounds sort of like a fish gurgling, a dying fish gurgling. And that'll bring in. This will catch. I've caught in lake trout on this. Bull trout's been caught on this. Also pike. Pike love this, and walleye too. It comes in a variety of sizes, and like I've already said, but this is one of my most effective lures. But this is very effective. The sinking Rapala with a rattle in it. Very effective. And now for my most effective lure, which you wouldn't think this would be the most effective one, but I've caught in so many fish and so many species on this, I always start off with this lure. And it is the buckshot spoon with a rattle on it. So it's a white lure with a green back on it and a little bit of pink on it. I put a red treble hook on it, and it has a little rattle in the middle, a little glass rattle. Now the unique thing about this is that it also glows in the dark, and it has UV paint on it. So even when the lighting conditions are very well, under the water, it'll appear brighter than it actually is, at least to our eyes anyways. And I've found that UV brightening really helps with fishing, especially when it's a little bit dark and the water's a little bit muddy. It really seems to help. So that's the buckshot. And the back side is white. Oh, there you go. And there's a rattle in there. You can hear it. Oh, maybe you can't hear it very well. And this is a flutter spoon. It's a flutter spoon. As it goes down, it kind of flutters back and forth to the side. And it is very effective and deadly. And it comes in many different sizes. This is the small size. This is like I think it's like an 1/8 of an ounce or 1/4 of an ounce. And I have this one in different colors and different sizes, all the way up to, like, I think my favorite one is like the 1/4 ounce. It's quite effective for most species, and also has an eye on it. So this is my best ice fishing lure. Very effective, and I catch lots and lots of fish. And it's the first lure that goes on my line every time I go fishing. Okay, thanks a lot for watching my video. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Push the notification button so you get my videos as soon as they come out. And remember to like the video for me. And I hope to see you out in the lake. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.